Episode 39 of the Planet Nintendo podcast. Let's see what's on the menu. An exclusive hands-on look at Smash Bros. Ultimate from Mr. Cup of Joe. We have some E3 rumors. Could some of them still be true today? Nintendo, should they have held off of their directs to beef up E3? And also, is Nintendo Switch Online the successor to Virtual Console? Let's get it started. What's up, guys? Episode 38. I am your host, Patrick from NintenTalk, and I am joined, like always, by Joe after work. What's up, man?
Yo, doing good, man. What a week. It's been crazy.
And joining us once again, Mr. Badbit. What's up, man?
Hey, man. What's going on? I'm having a great week, and this just kind of sends it off in a great way. So,
hell yeah, man. So Joe, do you want to do PM picks? We got a stacked show. Do you have any?
Yeah. Pub and no, I'm just kidding. Ease 8, man. I wrapped that game up last night at like 2 a.m. Oh my god! When this game comes out, since this is gonna air Tuesday when the embargo lifts, man, right now that's GOTY contender for me personally.
Whoa.
I don't think it's gonna be everyone's cup of tea, kind of like Xenoblade Chronicles was for me. But this is the perfect intro to action JRPG for people looking to get into that genre.
Okay.
It doesn't do anything different. It takes the very core basics of the Ys series and just modernizes it, which is perfect. The story starts off super cheesy, just like Xenoblade Chronicles, and then it just kind of like hits you, and then it gets really out there. And by the time I got to the ending of that game, I don't know what happened.
That's always good.
That's awesome. All right.
Now, can you like swing your sword like yourself, or is it like Xenoblade where it's like self?
It's not self, so that's where it's more traditional in the action JRPG genre, where you're putting in the commands, you're building up your skills, you're doing the combos, you're changing out characters on a fly. That's where it gets really arcadey, and the action is just very snappy. It's just like boom, 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 boom. Everything just works. My only downside to it is it worked better in handheld mode than it did in console in terms of the frame rate, where it would do this weird janky thing, and the game played smooth the entire time. I'll just make that clear, but the load screens were really weird at the beginning of the game, and I don't know if it had anything to do with the way you explore the entire area, like the entire map, and as it fills out, it just loads better or something like that. But like in between cutscenes, in between text, it would do this weird thing in dock mode where it would just like the characters would just kind of like do that for like the first second. That's all it was. And
so is that a full price game?
Full price game.
Okay.
Yeah, $60. Nice. And I spent 55 hours getting the true ending. Like that's doing all the side quests, that's filling out almost 95% of that map. Almost finding everything, maxing out all your weapons and getting every single ultimate weapon. Like I did everything in this game, and it felt so good. Feels good to finally talk about it after having this game for a month and like.
I'm always seeing you play it, but can't really talk to me.
I'm like, oh my god.
Joseph, besides Fortnite, the black hole of gaming right now, anything else you picked up?
That's a great question, because this week has been crazy for me, not just because of E3, but because at my job it's also their E3 as well. So so it's been pretty crazy. So I haven't been able to sit down and actually play a video game and actually get invested in a story. So I've been playing a lot of Fortnite. That's all I've been doing, because it's just an easy thing to get in and get out of.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, it's just getting victory royale after victory royale, getting bored of it because you're just getting so many and you don't know what to do with all these.
Don't
Can you
you
share
hate
one of those
that?
victory royales with me?
Joe, come.
The match after, man.
Here's the problem. All right, I'm only one man. I get a lot of stress. I get a lot of pressure. Right. So like when it comes to squads, I think I don't know. I could take you guys to the valley. I could take you guys to the mountaintop. Sorry, you guys have to at that point climb for yourself. Right. When you get to the final 10, it's all on you because I get too much pressure. I get too much pressure. I think we can do it duos.
Dude,
Duos
that
is
final
fine.
7, man. That final 7. Oh my god, that was crazy.
Oh my
Y'all
god.
made me dress up as a bush.
So yeah, that's all I've been doing.
If any of you guys are looking for a party game, you got 4 friends. Our good friend Jules just put out Soccer Slammers. Really fun game, man. I was having a lot of fun with it. Multiplayer is the key, though. If you don't really have anyone to play with, I'd probably pass on it. But it's a good party game.
Is it online multiplayer now?
No, just local,
Okay.
local, which
See,
kind of makes sense. I mean,
Yeah. I have a question for you now because I read your review. I watched your review and I thought it was fantastic. My question is this though. When it comes to that game, there's one game that I think of instantly, and that's Rocket League. Do you think that game stands up on its own enough for people that are like, I really want like an online experience, or do you think the $10 between $20 price range is perfect for that game? Because to me, I'm like, Soccer Slammers looks great, but there's already a soccer game for $20.
yeah.
That's
So-
my only problem getting over that.
My little inside source, you can call him maybe a guru of sorts. He says that
Never heard of him.
Jules does have some plan. So Jules wanted to get this game out for the World Cup. It released like day and date with the start.
Which is awesome,
planning,
by the way.
Yeah, dude, and he is planning on some additional stuff.
Okay.
I actually do think it would hold up if he even like raised the price a little bit, put it online, because it plays a lot differently with human players. Because like if you're playing with computers, they're gonna get a straight shot every time. Like it's really tough. But like with like dopey human players, like it's a fun time. I think it could go online. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
Also, Raging Justice got a review copy for. I know it's not a new game, but that game's fun, man. It's like classic 90s style.
Yeah.
Now is it Shaq Fu or Raging Justice? You had to pick one.
I have not played Shaq Fu.
Joe knows.
Yeah, I played both of them. Shaq Fu. I love Raging Justice, but
I got a question. I'm sorry, I'm derailing this whole thing. How the hell in Shaq Fu you defeat the shield guy?
Shield guy.
Do I need to...
Oh, just like regular enemies?
Yeah, there's like this big fat guy with a shield. It tells me to press B or whatever. I'm pressing B. Nothing's happening.
That's your size 22 move, so you got to build up the combo for that. You do like punch, and then size 22.
Okay.
Yeah, from just what I've seen, I would probably pick Shaq Fu too. The frustrating thing is Raging Justice looks so like it has a ton of personality, but really, it's a good beat 'em up game. It just doesn't really do much.
For that. Okay.
That's a Team 17 game, also, right?
Yeah, those guys are awesome. They're sporting Switch quite a bit. So, Joe, Smash Brothers Ultimate, your 5 minutes of fame. How did that go, man?
I don't even know if it was 5 minutes, to be honest with you. Bad Bit, be happy you didn't go because it was like in and out.
Yeah?
Dude, it was so quick. I wish I had more time. Like, I wish we were able to like just go in and freaking like
get more
play
hands-on.
like 10-15 minutes of it or something. Yeah, I got to play as Fox and get destroyed, and then I got to play as Ganondorf and got destroyed. It was this really good kid just pulling off all these moves and combos. Like, he played it easy on me, and I was like, I know this dude's gonna be a jerk, and just start comboing the minute I like get him one stock down. So I got him one stock down, and he just started like really. But besides that, the game looks amazing. Like everything that you were seeing in like the direct, between the characters, between the like the battle scenes and the actual stages, we played random twice. We got Splatoon stage the first time, Just very, very tight. Like, it's just basic, like, staircase. Oh, what's that stage? In Splatoon, where it's the two
What is it,
sides,
Moray
and it's got
Towers?
all the stairs going down, and then your main center
Yeah, it
area
might
is
be
all the way
Maury
at the bottom.
Towers. Yeah.
I think it is.
That's what it kind of looked like a little bit, and it's got
Oh
like the ink a
God.
little bit everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's
You're getting
very
me so excited, Joe.
Dude, I can't wait.
very, very, very tight stage. Like a lot of moving
Mhm.
around. I was playing as Fox, which might not have been like the best character because he's like flying around left and right.
Yeah.
The character models look amazing. Like, dude, Fox's fur just looks like.
Oh man.
Dude, his moves, like I was doing this weird like roundhouse spin kick in the air, and like he like flies off. The character will like fly off screen. Like if you land all the hits, it's crazy. The second stage was was a Metroid stage. It was a Fragrate area, which I'm trying to remember which Metroid Prime that's from. I want to say it's one. It's one, the beginning area with the giant bug looking thing, and you got to shoot in the center. I think it's the beginning. I can't even remember at this point. But anyway, that stage was super basic. One platform that like moves around. You know how Metroid stages are. Things got to fall apart and like.
Oh wait,
drive
is
you
this from the
crazy.
classic Smash Brothers? The one with like the two floaty beams and they're kind of floating together. The lava comes up and hurts you.
Not that
No,
one. Not
okay.
that one.
Used
This
to
is
be
a
my
new
favorite
stage?
This was either it was in another Smash that I don't remember because I didn't play
Probably in Brawl.
play Brawl
Like,
or
yeah.
but it looked like a new stage. But yeah, like the platform would one side of the platform would just like dip down and then come back up, and like so it would like really mess with your like playing ability to like be able to like make sure that like your timing when that thing drops down, so that way you can kind of like get them closer to the cliff and like knock them out. Played as Ganondorf on that one. Man, he's just too slow for me, but I actually got more stocks taken off of him that round. He played as Link, and that's where he like busted out all the crazy moves and everything like that.
Oh man.
Like,
And you played the Wii U version, right?
I played it, but like not like religiously or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Because everyone's screaming like, Smash 1.5, Smash port. Like, you notice a significant difference on there?
To be honest, Smash has always been Smash. If you want to call Smash Smash Ultimate 4.5, then Smash for Wii U is like Smash 3.5 to Brawl, and to me they all. And I know that's gonna get me yelled at some point from someone in the comments below, but
Hey man, Melee is not the best Smash. We can get
whoa! What do you think's the best Smash?
for me,
the Wii U.
The Wii
It gets
U?
better,
Okay.
man. I mean, besides I didn't like Brawl, but
Well,
that's
I think that's just popular opinion, right?
yeah.
I mean, for me
not
personally, it's
play
Melee
Brawl.
because I played it the most between all of them. Like 64 and Melee for me was just like I was on that every day. Afterwards,
Absolutely.
didn't really play Brawl, and Wii U and 3DS. I played a good amount, but like not nearly the time that I spent on Melee. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm excited just to see how the hell they're going to balance. Like, for me, it's like from the back end, how this is going to work tournament-wise, and like how every single character is going to be balanced for each other. Like, you have a character that's going to be able to mimic 64 characters and 63 other characters in Kirby.
That is nuts, man.
And then maybe a few DLC characters afterwards.
I feel like it's gonna get like an update every week. This is gonna be updated so much, man.
Can't do that in like 4 years? Like,
Yeah.
How? That's over 100 characters that you are trying to balance out. It makes.
And they're doing it, man.
They're doing it.
They're trying it. My question for you is, what controller were you using, and were you seeing people with the GameCube controller, or what was the?
So they just had pro controllers just like thrown on a tray. So they gave us two pro controllers, so it was cool. They had like 4 to 6 booths, I think, on the side. And then I don't know, Joseph. You've been to Nintendo New York. You know the
Yeah.
big screen that they have like
Oh,
there. They had one station in the center for multiple people to play. So
Oh
sometimes they
man.
had 2 people, sometimes they had 4 people.
that's awesome.
If I remember, I think I saw 4 players playing before I left, and that was like where like the really good people were like chilling out playing at, and I'm over here inside like a scrub, like just playing on the mini
Playing
TV
against
screen.
kids that like have trained for 10 years.
You know, like I got destroyed. But yeah, no, it was cool. Like I liked that they had that setup and it was very minimal, and they separated their time. This was like
Mm.
all Smash during this time, and then I think they were gonna switch it over to Mario Tennis Aces, or no.
Ooh.
Tennis was downstairs. Tennis was downstairs
Okay.
on the first floor. Second floor was all Smash, in their area.
That's awesome. Oh my god, this excites me so much, Joe.
Dude.
I love Smash. I like it's one of my like it saved my childhood. N64 Melee were fantastic. My question to you, I know we kind of glossed over it a little bit. Like, is this a true sequel or not? Visually, when you're trying to compare it to Wii U, is there a difference
Yep.
in it visually? Yeah.
Yes. There is definitely enough of a difference between the 2 versions. As a matter of fact, I do want to go back and like make sure I'm not going crazy, but this game looks a lot better in comparison to the Wii U version.
Wow.
Mm.
Well, there you go,
that's
guys.
Like it looks like they worked on minor details and just like they pop out better. Like I was just saying, like Fox, like his fur just looks like out of control in this one.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, that was the first thing I noticed.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the characters, like you have Breath of the Wild Link and like Star Fox Zero being represented in there, man. Wolf, Fox.
What a mistake of a
Yo,
game,
the
guys.
memes, though, the memes. Wolf had the stance of Yamcha, so somebody made a drawing of Star Wolf dying like Yamcha from a Cyberman in
Oh my
Dragon Ball
God.
Z. I was like, oh my god.
This is kind of a good segue because and I want to start with Joseph on this one. So they showed Smash a lot. They showed Smash a ton at the Direct. Our first topic today, you think Nintendo should have held off previous Directs or some of the Directs to save more for E3, kind of beef up E3 a bit? I think Nintendo is one of the only ones that do like Directs, like
Yeah.
3 or 4 a year or something like that. So my question to you is, do you think they should have held off? Fans are never happy, man.
Yeah, and that is I think what you said is perfect. Is fans are never happy.
Mhm.
I honestly think that this E3 press conference they had direct was good. Like again, guys, if you could pick out 3 games you're buying at that E3 at that direct, guess what? It's a successful conference. That's what they're always planning. They're planning for you to get excited for at least 3 games. I downloaded 3 games from that direct, so I thought it was fantastic. To me, no, you don't do that. Like, don't hold back content just so you make this one event better. I think what Nintendo set out to do was say, hey guys, and I mean they said it to everybody. We're gonna focus on Smash Brothers, and that's exactly what they did. The only thing I think I would have changed or would have done was I believe Mario Odyssey had about like 10-15 minutes last year. I think that's what Smash Brothers needed to do, but the only thing that's difficult with that is the fact that fans are never happy. So if we took out 10 minutes of that Smash Brothers, would we have questions of, well, is this a true sequel or not? Right? So like if you
True.
take a chunk of that out, there is something missing. That's a lot of stuff missing. They went over like 100 points about how different this game is to sell you guys on the fact that it's a sequel. So for me, I think, yeah, it was a 30-minute. Did it go on too long? Absolutely. They could have cut a good 5-10 minutes out and it would have been fine. And I think should have filled that game with not more games, though that would definitely be awesome. I think we would see hopefully the games that were on that E3 Direct more of. There were some
Mhm.
games that I was really interested in seeing more of, and games that we didn't see at all, like Metroid, that I thought was a shoe-in. So I think they could have taken out 5-10 minutes, but add the same stuff in there, but just more of it. That's me.
Okay. Joe, what about you, man?
Yeah, man, it's something that I've been thinking of, like, over since like that direct. And it was like, man, we had those two directs. They kind of popped that one out of nowhere. The first one back in like what was it, late January or something like that, early
Mhm.
February, and it felt like they had just done that just because we needed, we were like
Needed more,
expecting
yeah.
something. We were like expecting, hey, wait, they did this direct last year, so it was just like they gave us a 10-minute direct or something like that of all those games. I gotta go back and see if any of those games, if maybe one or two made it from that showcase, because I feel like that's what's been happening with those directs. Is we're still waiting on games that were shown from like the first direct last year.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes me wonder. I was like, all right, well, could they have held off on some of those, or are we okay with, or were they okay with, like, okay, you know what, we'll show this now, we'll have more to show down the road anyway. Like, I I'd love to be a fly in the room just to hear how some of these conversations go with like how they plan on promoting some of these games in these directs.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it would have been cool to have seen some more games with a little bit more in-depth looks to them. Again, Metroid, like you, Joseph, I thought that was in there. I thought that was
Yeah.
like a guarantee. But then again, that's just like the Nintendo fanboy hype in me, like just like wanting to see some of these things. So, is it upsetting? Yes. I think had I known that they were going to show as much Smash as they did during the 3 days of the Treehouse, I probably wouldn't have been as like, all right, well, 25 minutes of Smash. I get it. I think it's a bigger game than we're all realizing, and that game's gonna sell gangbusters. They're really going in with Pokemon and Smash this year. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
those are the two games, and that's all anyone is ever going to talk about. So why bring up anything else? But man, that was a lot of Smash during that Treehouse.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
every other segment basically. I man, yeah, I lean towards bring some of those things like from the GDC direct, from the other direct that they did, save them for here, just to kind of like shorten that Smash time. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. 25 minutes is way too
Yeah.
long.
Like,
And,
I was hyped about that. Like I was generally like interested in all those characters that they were showing. I was like losing my mind.
Yeah, like you didn't
But-
need to go like Olimar's helmet cracks when you hit him. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of like, I mean, it's nice to see the changes. And I think Nintendo was kind of like, hey guys, this is a new game and we're going to prove it right now. So please sit down. And like, it was a lot of time.
Yeah.
My only two changes, and I don't know how you guys feel about showing games that are close to releasing. Like some people are like, oh, why would you show that game? Like it's coming out next week. But I don't know how you guys would feel about maybe showing a little bit of Aces and then releasing that, like the test thing, like after E3 or the weekend after E3, because I feel like now it's kind of, the hype is kind of down a little bit just because we got E3, we got Fortnite. Like,
yeah,
I feel like maybe they should have waited on that. Also, I would have liked to see something from Metroid. Like, even give us a logo, but with a name and a release date window or some kind of cinematic.
yeah, yeah.
Something like
think-
that.
I think what Nintendo should have done is give us one of the Aces demos earlier, and honestly push back the release date of this at least 2 more weeks or a week or two. And then, after this E3, go, hey, gang, also Mario Aces demo out now. Try it out. And so that you have room to breathe, because right now, what you said is on the money right now. People are playing Fortnite. And you know what? Like, as much crap as a lot of people like to talk about it, it's the most popular thing. Every time I was playing my Switch, seeing all the people just log in, Fortnite. And then my one friend, Henry, play better games, play not Mario, Pokemon Quest. So like, I had like all these like Fortnites and one Mario. Why am I doing that? Pokemon Quest. So to me, like, Ace is supposed to be this online multiplayer game. To me, I'm more afraid if it can hold up to the pressure that is Fortnite. I know they're totally two different games, but the Nintendo ecosystem is so small, and especially when it comes to online games, it's even smaller. So, I would have definitely done the same thing. Put something out that promotes Aces more.
Yeah. But in terms of taking things from directs and like beefing up the E3, I really don't think Nintendo cares that much about E3 as the Western audience does.
Right.
Like, we want this big like blowout like Xbox, 2-hour long thing.
Yeah.
And Nintendo's just there, and they said, we're gonna show Smash and we're gonna show a few other things. And they delivered. I mean, they
did that.
they showed some new stuff. They showed Smash. Like, I don't know. It would have been nice to see some games. But yeah, I don't know.
Whoa, someone's living in a like a racing arena. That was awesome.
Yeah. I got a race to commentate in a little bit. So, and then Joe, what's your other topic today, man?
Oh man, other topic. If my screen
E3
didn't fail me.
rumors.
There we go. Yeah. All right, so here we go. Do you think some of the E3 rumors or predictions that came about? Do you think they still exist, and do you think we'll see them down the road? Some examples, Star Fox Racing being a rumor, Metroid releasing this year according to the previous list that Nintendo gave out, with it being holiday 2018. Miyamoto forever ago saying that he's working on Pikmin 4. Thoughts? Yeah.
You want me to tackle this one, gang?
Yeah, you can start it off.
All right, I'll start this off. I think I think it's a mixed bag of thoughts here. So I'll tackle one at a time, if you don't mind. Metroid releasing this year, 2018. That is never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. This is a 2019 Beyond game. That was never going to be the case, especially with Smash Brothers being December 7th. I think they have their ducks in a row when it comes to holiday games. Pokemon Smash, that's all you're going to put your marketing towards. No Labo. Well, there was no Labo at E3, guys. Oh no. Like, it's going to be focused on mainly those two games and those two games only. And then Metroid, I think, makes sense for the next holiday. That big game that everybody kind of looks towards, Pokemon and the next Metroid game. When it comes to Star Fox Racing, I really do want that to exist. So I'm hoping it is a thing. It does exist, and maybe we see that in a future direct this year. I don't think it's a 2018 release, but I definitely think it's something that they want people to get hyped for in 2019. And then when it comes to Pikmin 4, if Miyamoto said it, then it is true. And I think that game, again, I think we'll see. I think a lot of these games we're gonna see, except for Metroid, sadly.
Yeah, I agree. Also, I think a lot of these games are like 99% done. But you guys got to think, like, so the Splatoon community, I guess, will always be strong, but like the hype of that game is kind of fizzled down, and it's perfect for like a new game like Smash to come out, because then you reignite multiplayer.
Yeah.
Who really is going to spend time on like a game like Yoshi when like you have another single player experience in Pokemon coming out, or like Smash coming out? So like, as much as we all wanted like games like Yoshi at the E3, like, what benefit to Nintendo would that have? Like, that would have sold not that great. Like, we're even concerned right now about Aces, and it's going to beat out all the other games. So I think a lot of these games are done. I just don't think that there's any like real incentive for them to show.
I got a problem with the whole Yoshi like debacle going on too. Is like, okay, when we saw Yoshi the first time, I like the comments of like, oh wow, this is another like Yoshi's, whatever the yarn game was called. Like it was, it was just met with such skepticism and such like meh, whatever. And then they don't see it for a direct. And everybody's like, wait, where's Yoshi? Where's this obviously meant for a super little kid game? Where is it now? And I'm not saying like, listen, I'm gonna buy it. Don't get mad at me, but like seriously, like so many people were met with just like I don't know, just wanting to throw venom, right? Like just to be snarky and mean. And to me, I'm just like, guys, you weren't excited for Yoshi to begin with, and if you're saying you were, you're probably a fan of the series or like lying to yourself. So like, which one is it? I don't know. That's how I don't get that Yoshi thing. I don't get it.
No, I agree with that.
Yoshi will always be Yoshi.
I'm sorry for the rant.
No, that's totally fine.
We needed it.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you guys. I've been saying from the beginning, like, I thought for some like I started off like, okay, this has to be 2019. This has to be 2019. Like my dreams of that E3 stage is just prime and ready for a Metroid design. Like this needs to happen. Yeah. Don't destroy my dreams. But I wouldn't be surprised if it shows up in 2018. And then I started to slowly believe that, like, damn, what if they really do 2018? What if Smash is in September? What if Pokemon's in November? Like,
yeah,
what the hell is happening? And then we got Smash and Pokemon, but Smash taking that December slot, like, boom, we're done. Get Metroid out of here. I'm happy. I'm dude, my dreams of this goddamn Planet Zebra stage are like that much closer. Like just make the whole just give me a gunship on top of like a store or something like that. Like give me the stage.
Joegasm.
With oh my god. I'm ready. E3 29. Let's do this.
See, my whole thing with I don't think any big single player game, and I mean like they're gonna put marketing dollars behind, is going to come out this holiday season in terms of like, Nintendo really giving it that backing. Like we saw Super Mario Party, which got online support, which is awesome, right? Yep. Smash Brothers, Pokemon. And yes, Pokemon is a single player game, but it also has that multiplayer component. And so that is super popular. So I think you're Nintendo, right? I'd be surprised we get another Labo, especially in the holiday season. I'm surprised if like I wasn't too surprised when like Fire Emblem's 2019, as much as, oh my god, that game looks so good. Like to me, if you're Nintendo, holiday season's super important. You want to push over 20 million units. Those are the 3 games you do it with. And then at the same exact time, online's coming out in September. You need people to sign up. And I think those 3 games and the low price, that's gonna push people.
Yeah, I think we could see a similar situation. Like, I'm guessing like when Kirby came out, probably a little bit earlier is probably when you're gonna see Yoshi. Like, nothing really out then. Yeah. But guys, 2017, Breath of the Wild and Odyssey, and you can even throw in Xenoblade. Sure, 2018, definitely. Pokemon and Smash. Like, these are giant. And then next year you have Metroid, and then I don't know,
true Pokemon game.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So we're kind of stacked, man, and they're giving us time to play these games. And like I remember last year, when am I gonna find time? Give us a lull.
Go back to that backlog, knock it out.
Yeah, seriously. So
and
our boy
played DLC this year. Holy crap!
Yeah, that's right. And that's like a new game, man. It's getting like a physical edition. Like,
oh wow, really?
Physical case. It's a download code inside.
Wow.
It's the thought that counts, right?
So we have a 4th member of this podcast. He doesn't come on very often, but Reggie Fils-Aimé, you guys might know him. So he was in an interview the other day, and he basically told the reporter that Nintendo considers Switch Online to be the successor to Virtual Console. As far as we know, the Nintendo Online, they're offering, I think it's like 20 games or something, or 10 games, or I don't know what it is, with like online functionality, so like leaderboards and stuff like that. over the classic virtual consoles, which is just, putting up games, buying them. So I will start with Joe here. Do you agree with Reggie and Nintendo's vision that this will be the successor?
I mean, we'd been talking about this for a while, like that they might be phasing out the term virtual console for something else. So when he's going out of his way to specifically state something about that, I mean, you kind of have to, you can take the word, at face value for what exactly he's saying. Maybe that does mean that, eventually we're getting all these classic games. Maybe that Netflix style of, how these games are going to be rolled out onto the online program. It's something that they're planning on doing. Maybe they go the model of Xbox One and PlayStation 4 with the way that they give out, a few games a month for free, and then you're able to download them to your console as long as you're paying for that online service. It's a really interesting time because this is something that would be new for Nintendo if they're planning on putting, keeping virtual console and like not having us have to spend $8 a game for a a digital copy of a game that we've bought maybe several times on previous consoles now, as like as an incentive instead, which is a really big library of games outside of if you're just going to focus on what they originally were stating with the online program of it being that like, hey, these games that you're going to get every month are dedicated multiplayer games that we've recoded to have online leaderboards, to be able to play online, to be able to share link with somebody, so that way, you can swap the controller with them. I think that was genius enough. So just the more that we get of Nintendo's old library, which is what people have been wanting, this might not be the way that they want it on their Switch, but it's a smarter, more cost-effective way, and it gets people to run into their online program from a business perspective.
My question with it though, Joe, is like, how is this profitable for them? Like at $20, all these library of games, because like, when people talk about things like Game Pass, things like the PlayStation Network, Xbox Live, those things have gone up in value. Not Game Pass, but like Xbox Live, numerous times. And even when you talk about things like Netflix and Hulu, the prices have gone up numerous times. So for me, I'm just like, if I ran Nintendo, would I have actually made this a $30, $40 thing and actually try to jam more games in that so that I'm making more money and I'm giving the consumers more value by putting in more games? Because like, I don't know, to me I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say, like, I think it depends on what games you're getting too. I don't think they're gonna just give you Zelda, Mario, Super Metroid like all in one month. I think they sparse it out, but like just doing really, really basic math at $20, let's just say 30 million users. That's $600 million right there.
Right.
In the bank. That's over $500 million. Half a billion.
Yeah, but I'm also like putting in like server costs and all that, like maintenance and all that. So like, I don't know.
Well, they probably have their servers ready to go. No, like, I mean, these are things that they're carrying over from like Wii U era, right?
Yeah,
they shut down.
I think this is more of something to like maybe justify the price a little bit, because it's kind of like, well, yeah, I'm paying $20, but really, what am I getting? And at the end of the day, I don't know about you guys, and I love classic games, man. I love playing them. But NES games in 2018 do not excite me like they used to. Like, I don't really see
times,
like, for me, the novelty of playing Legend of Zelda online with someone, with switching screens and like, playing Dr. Mario with someone like online, like, I feel like that's going to be like a novelty thing that'll wear off pretty quickly. And I think the $20 thing sets it up for hey, if you pay $30, you get some N64 games and
Right.
some Super Nintendo games, and then like $50 tiers, like the whole virtual console. I don't think we're done with like pricing yet.
Okay. That actually makes that pricing model would, I think, be a little confusing, but I would be down for that.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I think you're right. I think, NES games, yeah, they don't excite me at all. Like, we get to play soccer and football. No, that's cool. I didn't play those games when I was a kid. I'm not gonna start now, obviously. When it comes to like Legend of Zelda, Mario, those games are great. I've played them so many times. So like, to me, when I hear like all these NES games are coming to the Switch, cool. Like that's usually what my reaction. I'm like, cool, that's gonna be for someone, not me though. So like, virtual console might not be the thing that speaks to me, but I definitely think that, yeah, in 2018 you need to do a little bit more. Like, we got Trials Fusion on the PlayStation Network, XCOM, right? Bloodborne, Ratchet and Clank, those games came out this generation. So yeah, I think you do need to. I think they just need to build up that library of games to get people excited. I think they're gonna do that. Yeah.
I think when you start bringing in current generation games, that's one thing that you can point out that's different between Nintendo across the board is they don't lower their prices all that often, and this is the first generation that they are doing it. But I still don't see them adding current gen games as like a freebie one off.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. This is going to be a really this is something I heard in that I used to hear in my like music classes in college, but it's like you sell what you're worth, and that's what Nintendo's doing compared to the other competitors, where they're not giving you a severely discounted game. Although some retailers are, GameStop's got like half off on digital games right now, like Splatoon, cheap plug. But
there are a lot of ideas out there. Like Xbox has like free play days or something like that. So like Xbox Gold can play, this game for like the weekend. And like, I don't know, man, something like that. If you put it up against a game like ARMS, like, hey, you can play it this weekend for free.
Yeah.
It gets a little bit more interesting. But for me right now, online NES games, like Nintendo, you can do better than that, man. You do better than that.
Yeah. When they're like past the screen mode, I'm like, dude, like,
who is that for, man?
Did that 5 years ago, and guess what? Nobody used it. Like, like that share screen feature, it's cute, but nobody uses it. Nobody. I remember that was like a huge selling point back in the original PlayStation 4 days. I've never used it. So yeah, like a lot of the features that they do have, I think, are there to try to show people. But like, if you're playing The Legend of Zelda on the NES, there's things like Google that exist, right? That game's been out for a while now, to say.
A little bit.
So when you're stuck on Legend of Zelda, this one dungeon or whatever the case may be, you're just like, let me look at Google. Like, it's not let me call Patty Wagon on the phone. Let me call the mailman himself and get me out of this situation. It's like, no, let me just Google. Google is my friend.
But think about it this way, man. And I'm not trying to like defend it or anything. I think you're absolutely right. Google does
defend it, Joe. Come at his throat, man.
But think of it from like a speedrunner's perspective. Someone trying to speedrun a certain game, and they're trying to work out strategies, so they get on their Discord or their Nintendo app, if anyone uses that.
Sure.
And they're share linking that game and like showing them like tricks on how to do this particular thing. Like Ocarina of Time, for instance, there's this bomb trick. I forget what the hell they call it exactly, but like you place the bomb and it brings, eventually if you do it right, it brings you out of screen. Like you could teach somebody how to do that in the moment right there, instead of like having to go out of your way with, searching on YouTube and whatnot.
I will say this, sir, as you attack me, I'm gonna attack back. All right, so we heard of this thing called Google, right? Now, this thing called Google owns a lot of things. They own this other search engine called YouTube. And you can just put your gameplay there, put it on private, and they can watch it. Like,
This
like
is true.
I'm not being mean. I'm not being
No,
mean.
I know. I know.
Because like my brother, listen, guys, my brother, love him to death. I love him to death, but he's a bit of a loser, right? I love him. I love him.
He's watching right now. I'm sorry,
Brother
man.
Moran, no.
No, he's not watching. He's doing math or something. So he belongs to a lightsaber community. They like to build. See, this is why I said my brother's a big dork. What am I kidding? I love him too. Anyway, so he's part of this lightsaber building community where they all build lightsabers, and they're dude, it's like every week my brother's telling me so. I feel like he's like a kid and I'm the dad that doesn't understand, but I'm like, oh, that's cool, son. He's telling me something new that this one guy is somewhere in North Dakota made this lightsaber in like a unique way. So now that the sabers can do this, and he showed him on YouTube. Like for speedrunners, I think I would imagine that same community exists where they're constantly helping each other, and it doesn't necessarily. I'm not saying that the mode is completely useless, but to me, I feel like if you found something out in Legend of Zelda, and you're a speedrunner, I think you would show the community via video where it's a controlled environment and not anybody there could be messing it up, and at the same exact time, it's archived for you so that you can show everybody.
Yeah.
What's that?
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
I completely agree with you on that.
And I think if you are a speedrunner, it's the same mentality if you're building a lightsaber, right? You love this one thing so much, you want to deconstruct it and put it back together, right? You're already looking at it through the lens that nobody else sees. And so I think even when it comes to like speedrunners, I don't think that mode necessarily speaks to them. I don't know who this mode speaks to. Maybe father, son, bonding.
That'd be kind of cool.
But I don't know.
I mean, overall, as a consumer, I love the idea of paying one price and getting games. Like it's tough for me to spend like $7.99 on an SNES game when I have like the classic right here. Like it's just, I mean, there are some parts of it consumer friendly, definitely. But I don't necessarily need online with my classic games. Like sometimes I just want to go on, and you can do this. It's not all online. Like this new service is not all online. But I don't know, man. I get what they're trying to do. It's something different. It's something that we really haven't seen before. But I don't know. I kind of just like buying. Like if they came out like instead of all this and just came out with like NES like pass or something, or SNES pass for like $10, I'd be fine with that, man. If I can play any game ever for that console, it'd be cool.
Get expensive real quick. See my wallet. Bye.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I don't know, guys. If you had to say, classic virtual console or this new thing, I don't know if we know enough about it yet.
I would say, look at me, be a maverick. I'm gonna buck the trend. I would say we don't know much about the online service. Is worrying. We still don't know much about it, and it's coming out supposedly in September, right? I would say because I know it's tangible to me. I've seen it in practice, and I liked it. Would be virtual console. I think virtual console for me, it's just a simple fact of the feeling of ownership. You don't really own these games, but you feel like you do. I like that more than streaming services because to me, like things like Game Pass are great. You know, that one stop source of just pay $10, get all these games. It's great until everybody else does those things.
Mm-hmm.
And so then the value of a Game Pass like feature fades away from me. So like if I have to pay $10 for Game Pass or like whatever Activision throws out, EA's thing, whatever Ubisoft is going to come out with, where they get to control their own ecosystems, that's where the allure of that streaming service kind of goes away for me. It's just the fear of the unknown. So to me, I like virtual console. I don't know. I just do.
Okay. Joe, what about you, man?
I mean, I'm always one for wanting to own the games, but I see where the trends are sometimes, and we're in this weird place again where we're all learning again what works and what doesn't work. I mean, we just got out of the Loot Crate debacle last year, and like we're starting to ease up now on that. I think the subscription model is eventually going to be a thing of like, all right, where are we really spending our money? Where is it all get like, what? How do we pick and choose through all this stuff? And I mean this as like a whole broader aspect, not just Nintendo related. Like, between Netflix, Hulu, like cable companies, subscriptions with PSN, Xbox One, and just exactly how Joseph just broke that down. And like, there are way too many subscriptions, and something's gonna happen where people are gonna start having to like really think about and picking and choosing what exactly they need and what's gonna work. For me, like I'm one for wanting to have that icon show up after I've purchased it and have it in my hard drive as me as the sole owner of that game. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if this is like what the majority want, and like just being able to just like boom 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 boom, oh okay, I got this game for free. Like, in all honesty, how many of us are actually going to go back and play some of these games that aren't like, the people that are feeling the nostalgia for some of those games that are on, that are finally there. It's like, oh, I remember that game, and like wanting to jump back in and play it for a little bit.
Yeah.
I can only think of one person right now, but I'm sure there's like a whole audience of people out there that we don't know, that we haven't met, that are like, I want this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, I think the virtual console should be just an open playground for the weird people that want to play like golf on the NES, and like, I feel like people should be able to pick and choose like their own games. My current favorite way to play virtual console games is actually on the classic consoles that Nintendo's been putting out, man. I like playing with the controllers. I mean, it helps that you can hack in any games that you want, but I like playing them, man. I like playing them, and I feel like the price is justified, man. You're getting like a good selection, and I can't wait to see the next one, which is hopefully the N64. Nintendo, Game Boy's nice, but it ain't N64 nice. N64?
There's so many licensed games. I'm still trying to wrap my head.
Yeah,
I gotta look at that
Dude,
list.
I think that's where you see Microsoft comment. Phil Spencer walk on stage, go, "What's up? Rare Replay. We understand we own a lot of the IP now. Here's Banjo. Here's GoldenEye. Here's Perfect Dark, all on the N64 Classic." And then you see all those characters, and they're all in Smash.
I mean, you saw Microsoft UK tweet at Nintendo UK like, "Hey, you want to play some Fortnite?" Like,
I love that. God, Sony, what are you doing, you idiots? Oh my goodness.
That would be a really cool way to like have like 3 characters, like Conkers or whoever join Smash. That'd be a really cool.
Conker in that classic. I don't know.
Honestly, though, even if they don't get the licensed games, like you have a whole generation that would buy that classic console just for Mario Kart 64.
Right.
Like that game just carries so much weight, man. Yeah,
best Mario Kart game.
It's so good.
Absolutely. When people say Double Dash, I'm like, shut up. Just shut up.
They don't know better.
Double Dash is good, but it ain't 64.
I never played Double Dash. I'm gonna be honest, and I never want to because I already experienced the best.
I played enough to realize 64 is the true Mario Kart. Fight me.
Yeah.
And that you could just put the SNES one right in the trash where it belongs.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all the time today. Adbit, I would hate for you to even plug yourself, so I maybe don't.
All right, that's fair.
I was trying to go into your whole shtick, but I sounded like
I'm Mr. Badbit. I'm a piece of shit. All right, let's go. All right, let me plug myself real fast, okay, gang? Are you ready for this?
I think we are now.
All right. So, guys, you can check me out at Bad Bit Games on YouTube. You could also check me out at the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players that you can find on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, anywhere that there's a podcast service. Rate that 5 stars. If you could, it really does help me out. We're planning on doing big things, so please come on by, rate that 5 stars. Also, last but not least, the Make Us Better community is having a get together on the weekend that is Mario Tennis Aces. So stop by June 24th. That's Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be playing Splatoon 2, some Fortnite, Mario Tennis tournaments, and there's going to be some awesome prizes as well. So with that, that's all I got to plug. Whew.
Oh man.
I think you missed something, Joe.
Did I miss something?
Yeah, aren't you trying to get somebody on the trophy room? Let's
I
pick that
am,
out.
but I can't say it. I
No?
can't say it.
I mean,
can't
it's
say
on
it yet.
Twitter already.
I know, but I can't.
Okay,
I don't want to
okay.
jinx it.
Okay, all right.
Also,
I'm
I
just trying to
don't-
give you
I-
some help.
After all the
I
spam
didn't mean
that
to
I've
put you
done
on the
to
spot
him,
like
I
that.
don't know if he even wants to, but yeah.
All right, I didn't mean to put you on the spot
Uh,
like that, but yeah.
I will link Make Us Better Discord in the description, so you guys join there. Cause I'm there too, man. I'm playing Fortnite, playing some games down there.
Hell yeah, man.
Joe, before work,
Oh.
plug yourself, man.
Oh man, you can find me Joe After Work on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. And if you really wanna confuse yourself, joeafterwork.com has everything.
Definitely. And you guys are already here. NintenTalk. And yeah, some things in the works. We're starting to do some game reviews. So with that being said, we will see you guys next week. Peace out, Preston.